Hi everyone! Today, we're crafting this super cute Spider-Man keychain together. Don't worry if you're a beginner, we'll only be using simple stitches that anyone can master. Stick around to see how easily you can bring this little hero to life. Let's get started. If you found this tutorial helpful, you can support my journey by clicking the Thanks button below. Your kindness helps me keep creating and growing this channel. You can also visit my little shop via the link below. You might just find the pattern you've been looking for. Thank you so much for being here, I truly appreciate your support. Let's start with the head and body. Use the red 5-ply yarn and a 2.5mm crochet hook. Create a magic ring. Chain 1. And work 6 single crochets into the ring. 1. You can place a stitch marker in the first stitch to keep track. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. To finish the round, make a slip stitch into the very first single crochet. From this point forward, we will follow a consistent pattern for every round. Start with a chain 1 and finish with a slip stitch into the first stitch. To keep the tutorial smooth and relaxing, I won't be repeating this step, so please keep it in mind as we go. Continue by making an increase in every stitch until you reach the end of the round. In the same stitch as your chain 1, work an increase. An increase means working 2 single crochets into the same stitch. Round 3, work 1 single crochet. Followed by 1 increase. Repeat this sequence until the end of the round. From round 4 through round 6, we will continue to increase our stitches following the formula shown on the screen. Feel free to pause the video here and work at your own pace to catch up. Round 7, simply work 1 single crochet in every stitch around. We'll follow the same pattern from round 7 all the way through round 14. I'll meet you back here once I've finished my 14th round. Round 15, work the first 2 single crochets. Followed by 1 decrease. And then another 2 single crochets. Repeat this pattern until the end of the round. Round 16, work the first 3 single crochets. Followed by 1 decrease. Repeat this sequence until you reach the end of the round. For rounds 17 and 18, we will continue to decrease our stitches according to the formula on the screen. Please feel free to pause the video so you can complete these rounds and catch up with me. Once you've finished round 18, it's time to add the fiber fill. Moving on to round 19, work 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way to the end of the round. Round 20, work 1 single crochet, followed by 1 increase. Repeat this pattern until the end of the round. Round 21, work 1 single crochet, followed by 1 increase. And then another 1 single crochet. Repeat this sequence until the end of the round. Round 22, work 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. For rounds 23 through 25, simply repeat the same pattern as round 22. After finishing round 25, cut the yarn. Switch to blue yarn and insert your hook into the first single crochet of round 25. For round 26, we will continue by working 1 single crochet in every stitch around. While crocheting, remember to hide the yarn tails by working over them. This will keep the back of your work looking neat. Round 27, 1 single crochet, 1 decrease. One single crochet. Repeat this pattern until the end of the round. After completing round 27, it's time to add more fiber fill. Round 28, work 1 single crochet, followed by 1 decrease. Repeat this pattern until you reach the end of the round. Round 29, decrease in every stitch around. Go ahead and add a little more fiber fill to make the piece firmer and more structured. After finishing round 29, cut the yarn, leaving a small tail. Use a yarn needle to weave through the remaining stitches and pull tight to close the opening neatly. Now, let's move on to making the legs for our Spider-Man. Start by creating a magic ring. Then work 7 single crochets into the ring. Round 2, start with 1 increase. Then work 1 single crochet in each of the remaining stitches until the end of the round. From round 3 through round 5, simply work one single crochet in every stitch all the way to the end. I'll see you again once you've finished round 5. After finishing round 5, cut the yarn. Switch to blue yarn and work one single crochet in each stitch from round 6 through round 9. Once you're done, cut the yarn, leaving a short tail for a few stitches before we attach it to the body. Now, add a small amount of fiber fill to the leg. Make a second leg exactly the same way. The pattern for the arms is quite simple, so I'll display it on the screen for you to follow along. Now, let's continue with the eyes. Using 4-ply white yarn and a 2mm crochet hook. Start with a slip knot and chain 5. Starting from the second chain from the hook, work one single crochet. Then one single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. In the last chain, work 3 single crochets into the same stitch. Turning to the other side, work 2 single crochets. And finish with an increase in the last stitch. Close the round with a slip stitch into the first single crochet. Round 2, chain 1, then work a single crochet into the same stitch. Continue with 3 single crochets. Followed by an increase. Then, work 4 single crochets. An increase in the last stitch. Close the round with a slip stitch into the first single crochet. Round 3, work 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. After finishing round 3, cut the yarn. We'll be using the wrong side as the front, so go ahead and flip it over. Switch to black yarn. Work slip stitches all the way around the edge to create the border. Make a second eye exactly the same way. Still using the 4-ply yarn and 2.0mm hook, create a magic ring and work 6 single crochets into it. Round 2, start with a chain 3. Then chain 3 more. work a double crochet into the next stitch. Followed by 3 chains. And another double crochet. Repeat this pattern all the way to the end of the round. At the end of the round, chain 3. Work a slip stitch into the third chain to join. Round 3, chain 3. Then work 4 double crochets into the first chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Skip 1 stitch, and work 1 double crochet into the next chain space. Chain 3. Skip 1 stitch, and work 5 double crochets into the next space. Repeat this sequence until the end of the round. To wrap up the round, chain 3 and join with a slip stitch into the third chain. Round 4, chain 3. Then chain 1 more. Work 1 double crochet. Chain 1. 1 double crochet. Repeating this 2 more times. Then, chain 4. Skip the chain space from the previous round. And work a double crochet. Chain 4. Skip the chain space from the previous round. And work a double crochet. Continue following the pattern on the screen until the end of the round. Chain 4 and join with a slip stitch into the third chain. Round 5, chain 3. Then chain 2 more. Skip 1 stitch and work a double crochet into the next. Repeat the sequence 3 more times. You can follow the exact pattern on the screen. Next, chain 5. Skip Skip the 4 chain space below, and work a double crochet into the next stitch. Continue repeating these steps until the end of the round. I've provided the full pattern on the screen for you to follow easily. Round 6, chain 3. Plus an extra 3 chains. Skip 2 stitches, and work a double crochet into the next. Chain 3. Skip 2, and work another double crochet. Right here, we'll create a picot stitch. And work a slip stitch into the top of the double crochet. Repeat the chain 3, skip 2, 1 double crochet, a sequence 2 more times. Next, chain 6. Skip the chain space below, and work a double crochet. Followed by another picot stitch. Chain 6 again. Skip the chain space, and work a double crochet into the next stitch. Now, repeat this entire sequence until the end of the round. I've placed the pattern on the screen for you to follow along. After you've finished, go ahead and cut the yarn. We have now completed our spider web. Now, let's add the spider silk. Insert your hook into the center of the web. And chain about 100 or fewer, depending on how long you want your keychain to be. Let's move on to adding the finishing touches. I'll show you how to embroider the patterns on the head to bring our Spider-Man to life. You will use this circle template to draw the circular guides. You can do this either before or after the embroidery, as you prefer. The small circle measures 27 millimeters. And the larger one is 48 millimeters. Repeat the same process for the back side. Now, we'll attach the arms and legs. You can either sew them on or use hot glue to secure them directly to the body. Now, let's move on to the eyes and attach them to the head. Finally, sew the spider silk onto the hand to finish your project. And finally, we've finished our Spider-Man keychain. I'm so proud of you for completing this project with me. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. It really motivates me to create more guides for you. Happy crocheting, and see you in the next video.